Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the Xavier versus Houston college basketball matchup on Friday, December 1st, 2023. Of course, we give out tons of free picks here at Pickdawgz every single day. People ask us all the time, what are the bets you like the best? Well, those are the ones we put under the premium picks tab, and you can get those. And of course, you can use the discount code PICK to get 15% off any purchases there. We also have the Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. These are meant for people who make big bets, but you can only get it by texting the number you see on the screen. So if you make big bets, text that number. But let's get to this one, a beauty. Xavier taking on Houston. Xavier, of course, in the Big East Conference. Houston now a member of the Big 12, but man, shifting around whatever. They might be number 6 ranked in some ranking, but we know that this Houston Cougars team, they mean serious business in the last several years. Since Kelvin Sampson's been there, they have been top 5 just about all season long, and they're starting this season a perfect 7-0. Last year, their season ended in disappointment, losing to Miami in the Elite 8. No Final Four trip for them. They had, Sasser and a few other players that are no longer with the team, but they've reloaded this year and picking up LJ Cryer from Baylor. Certainly a nice addition. Nobody really can recruit as well as Kelvin Sampson. I guess there are a few guys that can, but I mean, this guy, well, let's just give him credit. He could flat out recruit. And I think, in the NIL era, my guess, he's only going to get better and better at it. Meanwhile, Xavier, a team that's 4-3 on the season, they certainly have scheduled up. Sean Miller, at the helm for the Musketeers, has done a nice job in his second turn with Xavier. Of course, he left for Arizona, left this Xavier team behind. Did not work out at Arizona. He also had some off-the-court problems at Arizona, but he was welcome back at Xavier because he was a winner there, and they were a regular in the NCAA tournament when he was the coach. In fact, going deep into the tournament, this year we see them, losing 3 times already. The first 2 losses, I would say, were excusable, losing to Purdue and to Washington. The Purdue game, a lot closer than most people thought, and it was at Purdue on their home court. It wasn't one of those neutral site tournament games. The loss to Washington, I think it was a game that was a coin flip to begin with. They lost by 3, but last time out, losing to Oakland 78-76 in a game they were favored by 15.5. Man, tough to explain, but we've seen some other teams take some of these losses like that this season. We know Xavier is going to be very, very tough, and we know Houston is a really good team too. Both these teams do it the same way. They just D it up, and I think that's what separates the really good teams from the mediocre. Xavier teams just shoot 38.8%, and of course that's against that schedule that they've faced off against. Of course, we didn't mention it, but Houston has also played a brutal schedule too. They beat Utah, they beat Dayton, and everybody else they've absolutely mauled, especially recently. They've actually just gotten better and better at it. But, we look at the Xavier offense against the Houston defense. Well, Houston about as tight as a vice, 4th best in shooting percentage against at 35.3%. And teams, if you want to go from 3-point arc against Houston, good luck with that one. Teams shoot 27.9%. So even Xavier, shooting at 31.4%. It's really dwarfed by Houston's defensive effort. What we have here are 2 good coach teams, 2 teams that are going to fight out, 2 teams from the major conferences that are thinking NCAA tournament this year. For Houston, probably even beyond that. But the thing is that I think this game is going to be a defensive battle all the way. Points are going to be tough to come by. So when you have those defensive, low-scoring games, those points that you're getting or laying are multiplied, by the amount of points that are being scored. There's certainly a ratio within there, 5, 6 points, 7 points in a game that's, a lot lower scoring is a lot more than, 7 points in a game where a team scores 100. Tell you what, in those type of games, I usually like to have the points in my back pocket, especially with a home team. I'm going to take Xavier in this one. That's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free. They'll tell you how often historically all the bets on the board today have actually hit. Then pair them with today's odds, and from there, you can put yourself on the most favorable bets on the board today.